My goodness. Guys, what did we just witness out there? What the actual F did we witness out there? That was absolutely embarrassing, absolutely atrocious. That was obscene. That was disgusting. I don't know what the other words to use. It was so bad. I think that was the worst performance we've ever had under Inzaghi. I've thought about it quickly. It's only been a few minutes, but I'm pretty sure, guys, there's that Udinese game when he subbed out Bastoni Mkhitaryan in like first half, where we lost that one. I think it was a 3-1. Then there's other bad losses as well, of course, the Milan derbies from this season. But actually, as a total, all-round, nothing performance, I don't think I've ever seen this ever under Inzaghi, and I don't think we've ever conceded or lost a game with 3-goal difference under Inzaghi. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is never happened. We've been setting, in here we always come with positive comments, but this today deserves no positive. I don't want to even talk about any positivity today because there was no positivity. That was a kick in the nuts that these guys deserve because they embarrassed you, they embarrassed me, they embarrassed every single Interista out there because that was a shorter game. And let me show you the team that we played today, this Fiorentina team that we played today, guys. That is atrocious because I talked about it in the preview, but actually it was worse than I actually thought because they were so decimated because of the fact that you could only field the players that were registered in the original game. They look at who they had to play, and this is the team we played today. So they played Gosses and Paris. It was 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1, and basically they were terrorists today. Fair play to them because look at this team. They had to play Gosens and Parisi, who were both left backs. They played them both as on that way. Same thing on the other side. Komutso is a centre back. They had to play him as a right back with Dodo, who is a right back, played him as a right mid. That's the team that we played today. Richardson isn't even a starter for them. This is the team that we played today, and they smacked our asses left, right, and center. Look, this was their bench. They had just like goalkeepers and youth players on the bench. That was their bench. This was an absolute cooking. Inzaghi, we haven't said shit about him since the second season. I haven't said a bad word about Inzaghi. You guys mostly haven't said a bad word about Inzaghi, but he needs to take some big criticism today as well, or in general this season. We have not been good this season. Most of the season, we've been getting by just by our squad, by our quality, by some individual brilliances. The system is almost like memorized. The players know it. But how many performances have actually we played well? Have we looked like the champions of Italy? Maybe 3, 4 times, 5 times in the league, max. That's it. My goodness, I am absolutely embarrassed. I'm absolutely embarrassed. And I actually wanted to come on today. Usually, after a loss, I have to force myself to come on to talk to you guys. But today, I had to just let some steam off. And I'm going to get some of your comments up now as well. 103 people. Leave a thumbs up. If you don't, I don't care. But these guys have ruined my night. They've ruined our evenings. They probably ruined our whole week or weekend because these bastards are not going to play till Monday. So, next few days are gone. And I usually don't let Inter affect my mood, but when they play this bad, when they put zero effort on the pitch, and when they look like zombies on the pitch, like literal zombies from Train from Busan, like one of the zombie movies for the Shaun of the Dead, Walking Dead, absolutely atrocious, absolutely atrocious. And yeah, if we're going to continue like this, we are going to, and the people afterwards are going to say, some of the people are going to come in after say, oh, you guys are being, I had a guy before in the previous video saying you guys are being alarmists, or people are going to say, oh, and there is plenty of the season left. Again, same comment as I did in my previous reaction when we thought Napoli were going to win and we drew against Milan. There still is lots of games to play. The situation isn't the end of the world, but you only get so many chances. And these types of losses, when you get smacked 3-0, these types of losses are what gives the other team, which of course we're talking about Napoli, it gives them that mental emotional boost to do something that probably they weren't thinking about doing at the beginning of the season. Oh my goodness, these guys. They've made me lose all composure. All composure is gone. Head loss is here. Head loss has arrived. I am fuming. I am fuming. Ah, Porta Inter still believes. Frate, and I don't even want to talk about individuals today, guys. Adam, I know you have you hate Fratesi, you hate Arnautovic. You know, we all have our players that we dislike and hate. But every single one today was atrocious, guys. I think the only one I do want to save one guy, and that is Stefan De Vrij. Not because I've just pulled up football, but he's on the green rating. He actually deserves the only good rating on this team. He was the only guy that tried, that played well. His touch was on point. His play was on point. He was the only one. Every single other player today, guys, even your favorite boys, I don't want to hear one peep. I don't want to hear anything. Even the guys that came afterwards, even Inzaghi, I mean, the substitutions were late. Like, you're losing 2-0, and this guy brings on guys at the 69th minute. Like, what was even the point there? And even the guys that came on, this guy, Di Marco, gifted the third goal. Well done. Apparently had a bit of a flu in the build up to this. And then Barella had one of the worst performances I've ever seen from Barella when he came on today. Absolutely confusionary. Tried the worst passes, the worst decision making, and just all around atrocious. So I'm not saving anyone aside from De Vrij. Even Zomer at one point I thought he was doing well, and then he also shit the bed. Not sure if this was worse than Leverkusen game. I mean, Leverkusen, Lucas, that was, we know what we were doing there. We were suffering. We were kind of like, just trying to take the draw, take whatever out with the rotated team. That's different, what type of it was not a bad performance, but it was just, what you're trying to do here. 75 minutes of a game, we have to win. Inzaghi didn't even rotate in the end. The predicted lineups that we talked about yesterday, there was supposed to be Taremi starting. He didn't start. This was a strong lineup put out by Inzaghi to win this game, to try and win this game, and it was atrocious, absolutely atrocious, absolutely. Can't believe this, guys. I really can't believe these guys did this. They choked once again. They choked on the asterisk game. The asterisk game. Goodness me, my goodness me. I just don't know. Hey, Eduardo, thank you as usual, always with the donation. At least you are much more consistent and reliable than our guys there on the pitch. Exact copy of Simone's first season at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, like we were talking about it. These parallels since the start of the season. We were saying, some people were saying it's like the second season. Some people were saying it's like the first season, but definitely now with this asterisk game. Actually, this is worse. We lost the asterisk game as well now, haven't we? Well, actually, no, we did lose that one as well. What am I talking about? See, yeah, complete head loss. Yeah, it's the copy of Simone's first season, except that we had to wait. We were in that race right up until the end. They made us suffer right up until the end on that one. But both ways, and I've been saying this, you guys know that I do love Inzaghi, and I'm not saying he should be fired, but once if it is one Scudetto out of 4, guys, I'm talking to guys that are also bigger Inzaghi lovers than me. One Scudetto out of 4, that is not good enough. That is not good enough for Limone. And some people, I always say, some people say, "Oh, renewing for life, give him a 10-year renewal." I do want to build with Inzaghi long term, but he needs to know that what he's done is good in terms of, we haven't spent money and all this kind of stuff, but objectively, Marotta and the team around him have built him the team that is the best in Italy, and they shouldn't be struggling like this to win a Scudetto against a team like Napoli, who finished 10th last year. That is because of their coach, Antonio Conte. Yes, he's got the advantage of the one game a week, but Inzaghi has got the advantage of the best team in Italy. We lost 3-1 against Napoli in the Spalletti season. Yeah, I don't think I've seen. I think I'm pretty sure the stats will show this is the worst loss we've ever had under Inzaghi. We never lose more than 2 goals It's very rare that we lose even by 2 goals. If we lose, it's usually by 1 goal. If they don't come out strong, yeah. Now that Monday game, my goodness, these guys need to come out with blood in their eyes. I want them foaming from the mouths. I want them to absolutely destroy Fiorentina. I can't believe we let. I mean, Moise Kean, shouts out to him. What a season he's having. But I can't believe we let this part-time rapper, trap artist dunk on us like this. I can't believe it. And then look where he scored the second one. I mean, Zoma. I mean, yeah, that was DiMarco's fault. But yeah, what was Zoma doing out there? Can't believe we let this guy dunk on us like this. And he's overtaken Thuram in the Capo Cannoniere. Thuram, like, yeah, he's tired. Some of these guys did look tired out there, but like, come on, man, come on. It was a shorter game. They barely could field a proper starting 11, and they also have the same kind of commitments. They didn't have Supercoppa, but they also have the Conference League, which is just as tiring with their type of squad. Most useless football ever. Hold the ball. Yeah, it was just complete bored. Fiorentina got bored of watching us. They were just like, yeah, have the ball. What are you gonna do with it? Nothing. Absolutely F all. And the XG is absolutely lying, guys, because Moise Kean in the first half, how is that? This is his header from point blank range that Zoma had to save. How is that 0.01 XG? So this also shows you FOTMob had a stinker today as well. How is that header from point blank range 0.01? The XG should be 1.2, 1.3 something. That was pretty much a guaranteed goal. We haven't, Matteo. We haven't under Inzaghi. I'm pretty sure. Pull it up, guys. I'm pretty sure. Fratesi fanboys. Bro, every fanboy today, Bobby Marley. Fratesi fanboys were quiet. Every fanboy today should be quiet. I don't want to hear Barella fanboys. I don't want to hear Lautaro fanboys. Lautaro also tried. I'll give this to Lauti, the Capitano. Again, not too many positives to take out from today. Only De Vrij, as I said. But Lautaro was also one of the few ones trying. Fusion God, I'm shocked that we didn't watch the game. Oh, don't watch it, please. Do not watch it. Do not watch it. Do not watch it. Do not ever go back and watch this game. This might have been even like, I'm thinking back even Conte days. I don't think we had a loss like this. Even I'm trying to go back. Obviously, we have to go back. Spalletti days, I can definitely think of a few. But even in Conte days, I can't think of a loss like this. Palladini did exactly what Conceição did. Team will let us keep crossing because we have no one in the middle to be creative. Yeah. They sat back. 5 at the back, 6 at the back. They were happy. They had, with Komutso coming in as a centre back, really, most of the time. Dodo would tuck in. Gosens, we know he's a beast in the air. So basically, they had like 4 centre backs. Gosens, if he tucks in, he's in the air, he's a beast. That's basically 4 centre backs. And then Richardson and Mandragora, they were also tall. They actually, even the goals that they scored, De Gea would hit it long, and they're winning all the duels in the air as well. So I can show you easy. I haven't looked at these stats, but I can tell you right now, Fiorentina won the duels. Okay. I don't care what it says here, bro. You guys know what I'm talking about. What the important ones, they won them. I don't care what it says here. Now I look like an idiot, but every time De Gea would hit it up into the middle, it would be won by one of their players very, very easily every single time, and then they would counter off easily. It was absolutely ridiculous. I can see, oh, bloody hell, but you guys are donating today. Thank you guys, but I don't even know what to say. Utter disgrace, Ian. Utter disgrace. One hand came off the Scudetto. The players look completely gassed. They did. This is this is why a lot of people are seen on Twitter calling them zombies. That's why I've used the word zombie, because they literally looked gassed today, and it shouldn't. Adam, I understand. Again, we can also talk about the transfer windows, everything, but to beat this team, Adam, to beat a team that had barely 11 guys that they could field with a bench and 2 fullbacks on both sides. They actually couldn't play their Mercato because they are the team alongside Milan that had the most activity in the Mercato. So that even shows that you don't need a Mercato today. Today was not about Mercato, and we wouldn't be able to play if we sign anyone of the Mercato. We wouldn't be able to play them today. So today is definitely nothing about Mercato. Nothing about Mercato today, guys. That we can talk about definitely long term if we don't win. Nothing today, guys. Our players choked. That is as simple as that. There is not really any analysis to do, tactical analysis to do. He could have gone this, doing that. Today, there is just one simple thing. Our guys choked. These guys are chokers. Judge Mo is negative. What's up, Mo? I don't know, Mo, we haven't really heard your opinions on Inter recently, so we need to know. Maybe get on the Inter Worldwide channel and let us know what your prediction was. But I'm sure your prediction was also to win the Scudetto, but it hasn't been looking good recently at all. And I would agree with you. I would have agreed with you if that's what you were saying. Reason is simple. Even that Fusion God, as I said, Fusion God, be real with me. Be real with me. I agree. Inzaghi waited too long for the substitutes. But every single player, even the substitutes, shit the bed. Arnautovic couldn't even get his toe to the ball. Barella, as I said, had the most chaotic substitute appearance I've ever seen in my life. Di Marco gifted the third goal. Aslani did nothing. Taremi did nothing. But again, what are they going to do with 5 minutes? Today, Inzaghi, players, everyone, guys, everyone. Hakan today, again, another game where he was completely awful. He looks so rusty, but he already had 90 minutes or almost 90 minutes in his legs. So should he be this? I understand it takes time to get back into the rhythm of things, but he looked like the worst version of Aslani today. The Aslani that we all like to criticize, he looked like the worst version of that. Really, really awful. And we need Hakan. We know we need Hakan. Mattia, thank you very much for the donation, brother. No need for you to donate. You contribute to the channel so much already. Really appreciate that. Losing a game in hand, which could get us to the top of the league again, 3 years after first time, on Inzaghi or mentality of players or both. 100% both, Mattia, it's both. A lot of these players were there when we dropped that ball, when we dropped the ball that time. And when we had guys like that we respect a lot, we had guys like Perisic in that team. We had Brozovic in that team. We had Dzeko in that team. We had guys that we really respect in that team. And even with all that experience, guys that won the Scudetto the year before with Conte. So it definitely is on the players, but also on Inzaghi. For the whole, build up to this. The decisions, the setup, the tactics. We'll play one game for the next 2 weeks. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the fixture list fortunately does start to give us some breathing space finally now, but now it's not in our hands anymore. That's the problem. Now this game was, the importance of it was to keep the pressure on Napoli, and now we have to hope for bloody Udinese out of all teams to do us a favor. So we play 4 days after we play Fiorentina again. Then we have 6 days to play Juve, and then we have a nice bit of another 6 days till we play Genoa. But then that's it. Then that's the period. Oh yeah, then we play this stupid Coppa Italia game that I want to lose. I don't care, guys. I don't care what you say. We lose a mentality. If we still believe in the Scudetto, we have to. This team, and I've said this since year one when people were talking about trebles, quadruples. This team cannot compete more than 2 fronts. 2 fronts even is difficult. Scudetto plus 1. That's it. It can't be Scudetto plus Coppa Italia plus Supercoppa. Like this team is not built for this. To play for the sake of playing. I like that, Ridwan. Thank you for the donation. No one is hungry for the win, and it's been visible since the last derby. It's been visible kind of the whole season, really, hasn't it? Kind of the whole season. Yeah, Dario, I can't remember a game. Literally every single player had an absolute stinker. I can't remember either. Renato managed to miss 4 big chances in the previous 3 games for Inter, all of which he came. Oh my goodness, this guy can't can't protect him anymore. I tried. I've tried to like protect him. It's just impossible now. It's impossible. Cortesi only works as so yeah. No, we know he's just not that good. We have not lost a game without scoring a goal in 600. Oh wow, that is the stat that we were waiting for, Marcello. That shows you guys the run that we've been on. Even when we're bad, we always usually score or we don't lose by more than 2 goals. Like we don't get embarrassed. Today, we got embarrassed. We got embarrassed today. And I'm almost like thinking about it. I'm almost glad. I hope some of these guys are embarrassed and like feeling embarrassed about themselves, about their performance. Because it seems like this season, it seems like we do need those kicks, don't we, guys? Like we needed that at the start of the season to kickstart our season. We needed to lose in the derby, remember? And then we went on this like unbeaten streak, and then we needed that like after being 4-2 up against Juve when they came back against us. That seemed to kind of give us another nice little run for a bit. It just seems like we keep needing these backhands. So I don't get it. Like how many more backhands do you need? But by the time the important games around, you're already the backhand is turning into knockout punches. This backhand might already be a knockout punch to our title. Um, yeah, Lautaro, especially Thuram. Lautaro is finally coming to form now, but Thuram the whole season he's been carrying. So I can't really say too much to Thuram because he's been carrying on his back the whole season. Thank you, Mattia, for reminding the people to like the video. Think Stocks thinks it's over. Sad day. How do we concede 2 goals to Rapper Moist Keen? Exactly. Paul Masterson, thank you very much for the donation, brother. Super worrying how unimaginative our attack is. Yeah. Today, even the guys we only have a few imaginative people in this team. It probably is Thuram and Barella. Who else is imaginative in this team? Thuram, Barella, Di Marco, imaginative, but in terms of, he's just going to lump the ball into the box, really. He's not really too imaginative. That's it. We don't have that Alexis Sanchez profile anymore, who, again, we're not talking about. He's not going to take on the team. And we didn't have him last season for the Scudetto, but again, it's just sometimes it's useful to have someone that does something a bit different, isn't it? Today, there was no one. There was no one doing that. It was just the same over and over, slow, lethargic passing, back and forth, side to side, lump it in, head it out. They counter. We have to run back. We get tired. Then we try again. 5 minutes of possession. Boom, 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 boom. Lumps it in. Komutsu heads it out. They counter. They win the header. Score. We restart. It was just nothing. Absolutely nothing. 3 points back and 3 matches until Napoli into game at the Maroon. We have to win out. We have to win out until then and simply go for it. Yeah. Again, thank you, Otlo. I can always rely on Otlo on providing some positivity, but again, we are not competing against Centurion Man City here, guys. We are competing against, yes, an Antonio Conte team, but it's the Napoli team that finished 10th last season with finished Lukaku up front, with no Kvara replacement, with Matteo Politano as a starter, with Juan Jesus as a starter at the moment still. It is still possible. That's the thing. And that's maybe the most painful about this, because we can't actually like just call this off like mathematically, because we are still right there, especially if Udinese do something crazy tomorrow or whenever Napoli play. And then we do still have Napoli to play, so it definitely is not over. But Otlo, you can't tell me the signs. You can't tell me that you've seen the right signals, the right performances, the right faces, the right attitude, the right behavior from these guys that shows that we are champions and we are the holding champions, that we want to retain that championship. You can't say that to me, even with your positivity. You cannot say that these guys have shown you that they're ready to retain this Scudetto. How can I make you over 55 passes but Frattesi with 15? Yeah, I mean, that's the quintessential Frattesi performance without a goal. That would be the, like, what was his passing accuracy? Again, but Adam, I don't know why you keep focusing on Frattesi, because literally every single other player shit the bed today. Whoa, what? There actually isn't the quintessential Frattesi performance, because apparently he completed 94% pass accuracy, which must be his highest ever. But that again shows the fact that even Frattesi wasn't trying difficult passes, or passes where he makes mistakes, because it means that he's trying something that's not basic, because everyone can do basic passes. You guys can go on this Inter team today with Fiorentina sitting deep. You can just pass 5 meters to the side to Dumfries, who's just waiting there, or Bisek was just waiting there 5 yards. That shows you the issue today, that Frattesi completed 94% of his passes, means that everything was sideways and easy. Di Marco is having an awful year. We've been talking about it. He was my potentially in the first half of the season, my player of the season. The fall off has been quite embarrassing recently. So we gotta hope, Fusion God. We gotta hope that they lose. We gotta hope. Play Primavera and Copa 100%, 100%. Just brick that game. I don't care. Brick that game against Lazio. Honestly, can you admit Arna is at level of gags? One more, bro. Speaking of agendas, thank you, Nick Knox, for making me smile. I guess the only man who defends Gagliardini in our fan base somehow finds his way to defend Gagliardini in this dark, dark day today. Inzaghi will never give up a chance. I know language tours, but today I'm just letting you know my thoughts on it. But we know Inzaghi is not going to give up on it. But in reality, he should do exactly what Conte did against Lazio in the Coppa Italia. They literally had Lazio in the previous round in the Coppa Italia, and they lost. Was it 3-0? They got smashed by Lazio. And guess what? Conte probably celebrated that loss more than any of the wins this season, because that's what he wanted. So he didn't even want Coppa Italia. He didn't even want 2 competitions. He just wanted the 1 competition to focus on. Oh. And Inzaghi, if he's smart, has to do that. We need a bigger chopping and selling than I thought originally. Yeah, again, Valmo, we'll have to make those evaluations at the end of the season. This summer, we decided to keep the stability, keep the squad as it is, renew players, give big contracts, reward players. In general, I did agree with it. Sometimes things can stagnate, but also stability is nice to have. But maybe we are a team that needs constant change and constant refreshing. Yeah, because the year that we won Scudetto was the year that we made the most changes, right? That was the year of so many changes. Maybe stability is not what we need at Inter. We need every summer to get 4 or 5 players out, 4 or 5 players in. But again, we'll have to evaluate that at the end of the season, how things work out. Is this where we scrap everything and go in for UCL? Not yet, Marcello. We can't scrap Scudetto yet, definitely. That would be stupid of us to do, to scrap Scudetto right now. Again, we've got, guys, 15 games. There's a lot of games to play. 15 games, guys. We're not talking about 5, 6, 7, 8. We're talking about 15 games. That is a lot of football to play. How many points is that? 15 times 3. 45 points still on the line, guys. 45 points. That is not the time right now to break the Scudetto for sure. Everything else you could break. You could say you can break UCL, if anything. But not Scudetto. Not against this Napoli. Yeah, that's true. Today he couldn't even trust Taremi to start. But again, today, Fusion God, today is not the day that I'm going to blame the second team or even actually the whole season. I disagree with this Fusion God because the second team did its job in the Champions League when it was called on to. It's the first team that hasn't been able to do job in the Scudetto, in the Serie A. The Champions League, where we have rotated more than in the Serie A, that's where actually we've come through. Even though we haven't performed, the results have actually worked out in the Champions League. That is with Augusto starting, Fratesi starting a lot, Aslani starting a lot, Taremi, even with 0 goals, starting most of those games, Zielinski. They've actually, the backups are, in terms of the when they've been called on to start in those rotated games, they've come through. It's, it wasn't a rotated 11, was it? That lost. Who was it that lost against Milan in the first game in the Scudetto in the Serie A? Why do I keep saying in the Scudetto in Serie A? It was the starters. Who was it in the Supercoppa final that started? Was it the rotation? It was the starters against Juve. The starters. Yes, maybe the substitution when they come in, etc., etc. Today, do you save anyone? Lautaro, we waited. We had to wait for him till this 2025 to finally get up to speed. Turam was been carrying. But yeah, then I agree. Taremi and Arnautovic and Correa, they've been, that's meant that Turam had to carry that load for the whole first half of the season without any help until now. Lautaro is back. There, I'm definitely, the attack has definitely let us down. But Carlos Augusto, when he comes into centre back, I like him. Pavard was underperforming at the beginning of the season. A lot of these starters, and now Hakan, since he's come back and his injury issues, even when he before injury, I've been saying I've not been too impressed with Hakan this season. Inzaghi is a great coach. Fusion God, thank you for the donation by second team. Oh yeah, sorry, I've already seen this one. I appreciate that. Thank you everyone for the donation. Pasta podcast in the house. Commented said if we finish level on points at the end of the season with Napoli, then it's a playoff. Is that true? I think they did change the format to that. The format did change. I think they're trying to make it more exciting, which I guess that would be. But I think that's if both the head to head, isn't it? Like if we draw again against Napoli and we end same points, then it's the playoff. But I think head to head comes first now. Yeah, but I mean, even before that, Adam, okay, let's go through some of the screenshots. Again, Adam, I know you always want to talk about Fratesi and Arnautovic. We had a disallowed goal in the first half for Augusto. That would have been nice. That would have been nice to have. That would have killed, I think, Fiorentina's kind of energies if that goal stood. But yeah, another disallowed goal, right, guys? How many have we had recently? It's crazy. It does. Then we also, that's one thing we all talk about. Remember last season when we used to do the reactions? It was like when Milan won the Scudetto, when Napoli won the Scudetto, even in January, December, or November, you can. I remember I always say, you guys know what there is. It's like you just get the feeling in the air, when the calls go your way, and there's a foul call, but it's not. It wasn't a foul, but it gets called towards you, or it was an offside. It was like minimal. The ball bounces in your way. We're just not getting those feelings right with Inter, that we're inevitably the luck is on our side, like the Hellas Verona game with the Fratesi last minute goal. We're not getting those. The air is blowing, the wind is blowing towards this feeling. So there's another. I mean, I'm not saying this shouldn't be. Obviously, this is clearly offside. And then there was this. I mean, they should have been 1-0 up already. I don't know. Again, I don't know how FOTMob said this was a 0.01 xg shot. This was 0.99 xg. This is just Moise Keane hitting it straight at Zoma, and Zoma making a good save. That should have been 1-0 to Fiorentina already. Red alert, red alarm ringing. Then Dodo. This is again still at 0-0. Dodo 1v1 against Zoma. And there's a reason why he's only scored one goal in almost 100 appearances at Fiorentina. Completely hits it, mishits it, goes wide. Zomer is beaten there. And then, yeah, here, Frattesi switches off like an idiot, like a zombie, like everyone else was. And Ranieri, of all people, their centre back, their captain, hits it first time. And Zomer does the Handanovic laser save. Tommy in the house, another guy that maybe provides some positivity. Let's see. Things look poor, but let's not overreact. There you go. Napoli will slip as well. That said, things need to change immediately. The UCL and Coppa lose importance to me day after day, 100%. And that's the thing. I keep saying, I said it last time. We've had Conte. Guys, we know if a team defends like Fiorentina defended today, Conte will have the same exact issues that we've had today. They will just try to lump it up to Lukaku. They will try to cross it in. They will try, dreary games that we've watched on the Conte. We know. And then it happened against Roma. Literally. Napoli will drop points, guys. There's 15 games left. They're not going to win every single game, guys. You can clip this. There is no way in hell that Napoli will go on a 15-game win streak, and we still have to play them. So they will slip up at some point. But these guys are just not giving us any confidence that we'll be there to pick up the loose pieces of Napoli. We need players that make our 11 back up enough with the backup signings. Yeah. Worst thing is that Milan Mercato seriously don't want them on our bracket. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, guys. It's almost sometimes the curse that we were still doing so well on all fronts that it didn't push the board to do more. Why did Milan have to spend so much money in the Mercato? Not because they wanted to, not because their ownership is more ambitious than ours, not because Conceição has, an amazing pull. Is because they shit the bed in the first half of the season. They just about qualified in UCL, and they're 8th in the league at the moment, one game to play in hand. So their top 4 status, or top 5, whichever way it's going to end for Italian teams, is a big risk. So their ownership, they know Champions League money is the most important thing for Italian teams right now. We cannot survive without Champions League money unless you are very frugally run like Napoli are, or Lazio, like these types of team, Atalanta. Like these guys won't lose sleep if they don't make Champions League football because their salaries, costs are very low. But for us, Milan, Juve, is the end of the world if you don't make Champions League. So for us, being, right there at the top in Serie A, being top 8 in Champions League, they were happy to, not do anything. So sometimes it's almost a curse that you're doing so well that you feel like you're achieving all your objectives as you are, and you don't need to push hard. So it is, yeah, and definitely I don't want to play Milan again. I'm sick of these Milan derbies. I don't want to play them because they are in our bracket if we beat Lazio in the next round of the Coppa Italia. Thank you, Mesto, for becoming a channel member. We taking Bastoni choice for UCL final over league title too serious. I mean, we actually need to again, it's not like the UCL is easy as well. If we play like this, play shit like this in the UCL, it's not like we're getting far in that. I mean, we played well against Monaco, but it's not like we played well in the Champions League either this season, guys. Let's be real. The Monaco game was great, one of the best performances of the season. But apart from that, we've also just snuck most of the games by the skin of our teeth in the Champions League as well. It's just not convincing all round. Why am I stubborn? What are you on about, Budzel? What are you on about? I know that it's not good enough to qualify on all fronts. That's literally what I say all the time. What are you on about? That's literally what I say. If you ask anyone on this channel, I always say that. I don't buy into people that say that we should be challenging on all fronts. It's, when I say that I would rather lose a Coppa Italia game, people say that that's loser mentality. It's just, I know that it's this team structurally, the age profile of this team is not made to compete on 2 or 3 fronts, 2 max. And but two max, I mean, like a Coppa Italia and Scudetto, Champions League and Serie A, that is way too difficult for this team physically to cope with, especially with the new form of the Champions League. My goodness, we are happy, we are lucky that we don't have to do this extra playoff. This team cannot do it. Cannot do it. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Yeah, 100%. Intertwined. We talk about this in group chat and things. Inzaghi, as much as we love him, and he gets these videos made about his tactical play and the way we move around, the freedom, positional freedom. But at the end of the day, when a team sits back 10 men behind the ball, the rotations that happen with the goalkeeper and the centre backs don't really matter. It's about what happens in the final third. And there, I don't really know any coach that actually does, like, there isn't at the end of the day, intertwined when it comes to the final half. Even Guardiola says it. I coach from the goalkeeper up until their box. After that, it's up to the individual quality and the creativity of the players to create. Even in that type of positional football that Arteta, Pep, all these guys coach, the final third is the players, and the players, we lack players that have something different, that can create goals out of nothing, that can get the rabbit out of the hat. Definitely, we know we've been lacking that. Not just now, we've been lacking that. Even Conte. I mean, we had Sanchez, but again, Sanchez was, he was okay. It's just always been a structural issue within our squad building that we've always had. Yeah, I mean, we always say that we should be sometimes maybe giving the team a different look, a different, changing the formation. And at the end of the day, the positions that the players are going to pick up are the same. When you're attacking, you're going to fill up the box with 4 or 5 people, whether you're playing 3 at the back, 10 at the back, 2 at the back. When you're attacking, the way you fill the gaps in the formation is probably going to be the same, but maybe giving the other team a different look. Sometimes putting players in a different position, letting someone cut in from the left rather than the right, like just changing things up a bit. And we know Inzaghi has been very, very inflexible, very, very inflexible. And on days like this, it is very, very frustrating. Marco Talks Football in the house, bro. I haven't seen you here in a while. Thank you for coming through, man. And thank you very much for the donation. You didn't have to do that. Make sure you check him out, guys. This guy, we started our channels around the same time, but he has rocketed to up. He's past 20K, right? You passed 20K now. So yeah, shout out to you. Check him out. He does football content all around. Tough loss for Inter, no creativity. Palladino's tactics were spot on. Yep. Kane has already surpassed his best goal scoring season. Yeah, he's been fantastic. What a revival. What a revival. Just a beast. Like you can't move him. Once he gets his back to goal, it's like, and his goals were nice today. This one, I mean, yeah, here, sorry to show you guys, but it is what it is. Bisek maybe could have done better, lost track of Keane behind him, and I don't know if he gets a deflection or not. And I don't know if Zoma should do better because this is near post, but he does an amazing, he's a great header with a lot of power that he generates to get it past Zoma in that position. And then, oh no, I didn't take the screenshot. Well, it doesn't matter. But the second goal was also quite good as well. Very ice cool of him to just slot it past Zoma, who came out 40 yards out. Yeah, there you go. 5 months of Lautaro. Like literally, we've been saying on this channel, if Lautaro was even 80% of last season, 70% of last season in the first half of the season, we already would have been clear of Napoli. But because we had to wait for Lautaro for this long, and then Taremi, Correa, Arnautovic weren't up to par, it was just Thuram carrying us in terms of goal scoring. And now his goal scoring seems to have dried up because he is not really a proper goal scorer. 100% in that Monday game. My goodness. That game, we need to see blood from pouring out of these guys' mouths and faces and ears. I cannot see it. I do not want to see a flat performance on Monday. Oh, it's very tough today, Adam. But as I said, today I actually wanted to come out and vent. You guys know me, and it's probably, I'm sure my channel will probably be bigger if I was a lot more of an emotional and angrier person that would scream and shout and swear on stream and kick things around and break things. But I'm just not that type of person. But even today, this is probably, even by you guys' standards, you might say this is very tame. But by my standards, this has been a pretty big head loss. Inter does not have that player that makes a difference when things look dire. It's been like this for years. No one makes that miracle. 100%. 100%. Like I've seen Napoli this season, when the players they've played shit in a lot of games, guys. Because we don't want to start talking about Napoli as if they've been playing champagne football this season. But they've got guys like even Politano sometimes pulls something out of the hat, this season. Sometimes even at the beginning of the season, it was Kvara pulling out things sometimes out of the rabbit's hat. David Neres this season, sometimes he does like something out of nothing or wins a penalty out of the blue. Sometimes it's just something. And yeah, 100% today was the manner. I mean, regardless, even if we had a good score, even if we had a good performance today, Ian, 3-0 would be embarrassing. But yeah, the fact that it's 3-0 and the manner. Today, even a 1-0 loss with this manner would be just as bad. The 3-0 actually didn't even matter to me. It's just the manner of the loss. It could have been just 1-0, but it was just embarrassing all around. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Losing by 3 is so weird. Yeah, exactly. Without scoring as well. Retiro time. Yeah, we know the retiro is not going to happen. By the way, retiro is, if you don't know, like the retreat. Italian teams are known to do it as a punishment. They keep everyone at the training center. You don't go home to your wives and kids. You stay up until the next game. It's almost like a punishment, so you get more extra training time, all that stuff. But it's definitely not an Inzaghi style thing. I don't think he's ever done it at Inter, even when we had a 12-loss season. So imagine he's going to do it now when we've got 2 losses in Serie A. Getting a Sharma before GTA 6. Yeah, this is probably as much as of a rant you're going to get from me the first 5-10 minutes whenever it was up. Oh, God, what a annoying day. Thank you, Inter, for ruining it. Yeah, 100% Shakir. I think this summer it is time now to refresh things, bring in more hungry players. And that's what Oaktree are going to do anyway at the moment. I think regardless of how the season goes, that's what they're looking to do. Because that's their, way of doing things, the financially responsible way of doing things. Players, lower value, increase their value, sell them on, increase the value of the players that you have, etc., etc. I just hope it's not a Milan-like project, but it is an investment fund, so I'm kind of resigned to that. Well, I don't know about that, Mattia. I don't. You're also you're very you can be quite negative, but I would say in terms of your tone and your demeanor, you're definitely I would say you're even more calm than me. Maybe you might not feel like inside it, and your messages and stuff might be a lot more aggressive and intense than mine. But I've never actually seen you have a head loss or ever seen you go crazy. I think your demeanor and tone is actually probably even calmer than mine. But maybe maybe we need to get you on. I should have got you on today, Mattia, to get the real Balkan Mattia out, the real Balkan side of Mattia out. Yeah, exactly. My oak tree are probably laughing in the background, evil laugh in the background. I do expect the big summer window, not in terms of we're going to sign 60, 70 million players, but as in there's big money leaving in terms of, again, you guys know how I explain things with the Excel sheet. big costs leaving the Inter sheet. Correa, his yearly costs are ridiculously high. Arnautovic's yearly costs are very high. So there's two big spots just in the striker positions leaving. Then you have, surely they're going to do something about Acerbi, even though they renewed his contract. If they sell someone like Frattesi and you get money in, then you have even more room to play with. So yes, I am expecting big things in the summer. And again, I'm not talking about individual 40, 50 million signings, but there will be some, definitely a lot more than last summer. Definitely a lot more than last summer. Oh yeah, guys. Mastrangelo, yeah, he's definitely that's kind of what I was referring to, the breaking plates type of content material. But that's just not me. And yeah, we've been through a lot worse, but it was just, that's definitely the worst performance we've seen under Inzaghi. That's the issue. Imagine Mattia having voodoo shots for all the players. Oh my goodness, imagine. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get over this tonight. It's gonna be, I don't even know how we're gonna get over this. This is so annoying. I'm absolutely fuming about this, man. They've just ruined my evening. We gotta solve. Yeah, probably we will. If the offer comes as well, though, Adam, it has to be the right offer. But I hope it's not. I hope they don't hold out for the 40 million. I always said, like, I know in January maybe you want to hold out for 40 million, but realistically, if someone comes with like 30, 35, I would let him go. Let's see. Actually, yeah, maybe good shout. Let's have a look. So Hakan is working. He's very important for us, working intensely. That obviously, like, that's the thing as well, Eduardo. Like, he's gonna give us nothing, whether we win, lose, draw, love him or hate him. This is Inzaghi. Especially when we lose. Like, you remember the 12 loss season, guys. This guy would say the same thing after every single game. We didn't find the episode. Maybe we would have given us more. We prepared the match in 2.5 days. We usually defend better on set pieces. The defeat that hurts us. Now it's not the time to make tables and look for culprits. It's everyone's fault, especially the coach. Okay, so he's taking self-responsibility, which is good. Monday we have the opportunity to redeem ourselves in our stadium. The defeat is deserved. We'll analyze tomorrow. 1 goal in 7 away games. Yeah, we had that positive record now destroyed. I'm gonna need everyone. I'm gonna try and help make everyone play. Yeah, he's not giving us anything, guys. There's nothing interesting. Fiorentina believed in it more. They got to the ball before us. We should be more careful. Blah blah blah. This is the schedule we have to adapt. Still 45 points to play. That's what we said. Deserved defeat. He admits that. We didn't put anything on the pitch. Okay, at least some stronger tones here. We didn't put anything on the pitch. We did very badly. We're going home angry. I hope so, mate. We didn't. Yeah. Again, he's just not the guy, man. He's not going to give nothing. It is what it is. That's our manager. Anyway, guys, I hope not many more coming, Mattia. Please, I can't do more of these. I can't do any more of these. I don't want to do more of these after playing Milan in the Coppa Italia for sure. Yeah, Inzaghi and his politician answers. Sometimes good, sometimes shit. Yeah, sometimes very shit today. Sometimes very shit. Always Bazzo says every day, Malakia. Thank you guys for tuning in. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. What a shit show. Worst performance under Inzaghi. Worst result under Inzaghi until now. Is Scudetto over? Let's find out. Forza Udinese, Forza Bijol, Forza Lorenzo Lucca, Forza Kenan Davis, Forza Tovan. Forza Alexis Sanchez. Speaking of Sanchez, Alexis Sanchez, do something, bro. Yeah, we keep going. 45 points left. What can we do, guys, as fans? You can give up or continue having faith. I'll continue having faith for now until, yeah, you'll know when I give up. I haven't given up yet. You'll know when I give up. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for all the donations today. I really do appreciate that. Eduardo, Mattia, Ridwan, Paul, Adam, Fusion God, Mesto for becoming a member, Michael, Adam again. Thank you very much. Really, really do appreciate it. Ciao ragazzi. Hope you do feel better. Ciao ragazzi. Always Forza Inter. Even on days like this, even when they hurt us like this. Ciao. Oh, I mean, pressing the wrong buttons. I can't even bloody press end stream. That's my head loss today. 300 power now for a stream. Oh god. And the stream then, StreamYard. Like even StreamYard's shit in the bed. I pressed it.